Two Florida police officers are facing scrutiny for pulling over Aramis Ayala.
Feeling frustrated by injustice is pretty common, and it's satisfying when those who wrong others eventually face karma.
I'm the second turn.
Second, all right.
Today's video will hit that sweet spot of justice served. Even law enforcers aren't above the reach of karma.
Watch how funny this is. Go ahead, look at it. No, don't hate me. Look at it. Oh, what does that say? What does that say? Oh!
So get ready for a dose of poetic justice. Number 1. A slam dunk to sober up. When this police head showed up at a crash scene and tried to act like the boss, he was put in his place by one of his junior officers.
Why you got a jacket on that's not fit to be worn?
The junior officer took decisive action to ensure his boss wouldn't interfere with their work.
Don't you touch me! Don't you touch me! You're the fault, Bob!
By slamming the drunk and irresponsible cop onto his car's hood, making him stay there and surrender. Number 2. Thugs time out. It's disheartening when those who are supposed to protect and serve instead abuse their power.
You need to go.
No, I don't. I'm waiting on my son. He's my ride back to Walson.
Leave.
Take this case. A guy simply trying to get through a traffic stop found himself the target of excessive brutality. The cops didn't just use a taser, they went beyond, hitting and shoving him multiple times as if they were above the law. But the justice system doesn't let things slide so easily.
Come on, guys. This is excessive. Stop. Come on, man.
Got his wallet.
The crooked cops faced the consequences of their actions, sued and fired from their positions once the authorities took charge. Number 3. Don't drink or suffer consequences. One of the most important jobs for cops is to keep us safe from criminals.
Hey, Officer Oscar, why don't we come back out here real quick?
But what happens when they break the law themselves?
It's all good.
Hey, man. So, can you just put your hands on the roof for me?
Take this guy, for example, who thought it was a great idea to get plastered in the middle of the day and then show up for duty all hazy.
You're prone to seizures? Okay, I'll turn my lights off real quick for you, all right?
I'm going to put this in my car for the duration of this.
He didn't even get a chance to hide the evidence before his fellow officers busted him. They found an empty booze bottle in his car.
He could be having a medical condition, but he was asleep. We passed by his car. He was asleep.
Sealing his fate with a direct ticket to arrest.
Benadryl.
Listen, in our profession, you know it's best to be honest, right?
Let this be a lesson. Never show up drunk if you're on duty as a cop. Number 4. Cool your mind, sir. On duty, respect among colleagues is crucial. But this one cop was so obsessed with showing dominance that he crossed a major line by grabbing his co-worker by the throat and threatening her. It's a reckless move that not only violates basic decency, but also puts the entire department under scrutiny. The other officers wisely stayed out of it, leaving the blame squarely on this aggressive cop. Now, he's set to face the full brunt of the consequences of his actions. Number 5. 10 years old is a threat. The easiest way for kids to lose respect for cops and start hating them was demonstrated by this officer who thought it was a brilliant idea to pull his gun on a 10-year-old boy.
Good, all right, stand up, I got you. You're gonna be okay, stand up. I got you. I'm gonna detain you for right now, okay? Let me get every form and set it on the ground so we don't break it, all right?
He saw the little kid walking with his mobile phone and told him to get down. The fact that they thought a 10-year-old was a threat is already ridiculous, but the cops didn't stop there.
Is there anything in facts we need to know about?
No, nothing.
All right.
Here, you can check.
You're okay, all right?
They even put the kid in handcuffs. It was clear who would win when the kid's family sued the officers and won $400,000 from these racist cops.
Wow. Stop. Where's the sergeant?
Number 7. The victim got the Uno reverse. It's infuriating when you call 911 for help, only to end up on the wrong end of the law. That's exactly what happened here. A guy having a dispute with another swimmer calls the police for assistance, but instead of sorting out the situation, the cops show up late and end up drawing their guns on him. They arrested the very person who needed help. But karma came around quickly. The victim took legal action, suing the cops, and eventually got them fired. Number 8. Meddle with the law and get burnt. Imagine trying to mess with someone just because you're having a bad day, only to find out that person is a Florida state attorney. That's exactly what happened to these two clueless cops.
What agency are you with?
I'm the state attorney.
Okay, all right.
They pulled over the state attorney, and instead of handling the situation with professionalism, they showed blatant disrespect.
I've never seen it before. A Florida tag, it's never come back to anything before.
Well, this backfired big time.
It's the reason for the stop.
What was the tag run for?
I'm sorry?
What was the tag run for?
Oh, we run tags all the time, whether it's at traffic lights and that sort of stuff. That's how we figure out if, cars are stolen and that sort of thing.
The state attorney took their names and made sure they understood their place in the legal system.
Yeah, 1 second. Actually, this isn't my car, but I can write my name down if you'd like.
These officers ended up facing serious scrutiny and consequences for their actions.
Have a good day.
Number 9. Don't mess with judge's wife. When someone's having a rough day and takes it out on others, it can lead to career-ending mistakes. That's exactly what happened when a cop decided to use excessive force to arrest a woman.
If I did that to your wife and you were outside, you'd do the same thing.
Sure, if you were a police officer and she was screaming in my face.
No, my daughter's a police officer, and I know what you guys are going through right now.
Not realizing she was married to a New York judge.
My
and if someone was screaming at your daughter and approaching her like that, she would have done the same thing.
No, you grabbed my wife from over there and dragged her over here, which was not necessary.
When the judge arrived at the scene to rescue his wife, the cops initially tried to backtrack, but one officer, still in denial, screamed at the judge and even arrested him. That was a massive misstep.
Listen. Push your hands right back. Listen. Push your hands right back. You want to be difficult? You want to say it?
The judge wasn't having any of it.
Let me talk to you, guy! You're not done talking yet, and I'm not done talking to you. So let's be quiet, Dad.
And the officer soon found himself facing serious repercussions for his unwarranted actions.
How does that look like to everybody in this environment right now? It doesn't look good. I know. And then you grab him.
Number 10. Never disobey the cop. Just being a cop doesn't give you the right to do anything you like without facing any consequences. This Orlando police officer thought he could drive as recklessly as he wanted without having to answer to any authority, but boy, was he wrong.
I am going into work, my man. Why are you trying to pull me over as I'm going into work?
Because you're going 80 and a 45.
I am going into work.
Okay, what are you going
what
to
work
work
What does it look
for?
like I'm dressed for?
He was noticed by another cop who pulled him over for speeding, but instead of admitting his mistake, he began questioning the other officer. It didn't take long for him to show his true colors.
3113, copy at 1050.
And he drove off without a care for the other cop.
10-4, I got a city Orlando PD taking off from a traffic stop.
But guess what? He wasn't just charged with fleeing, resisting arrest, and speeding. He was also relieved of duty. Number 11. Dodging the bullet on time. This guy had an oh dang moment when he pulled over the wrong car for an inspection. At first, it seemed like a normal couple traveling in the car.
Great, how are you? Deputy with the sheriff's office. The reason I stopped you is guys going about over 90 miles an hour, weaving through traffic, not using you guys' turn signal.
So the cop thought it would be a piece of cake to give them a speeding ticket. However,
yeah, I don't know if that'll help at all. What is it?
He's the colonel. He runs TPS.
Oh.
once they handed over their ID and license, they revealed that they were DPS directors. After confirming their identities, the cop dodged a bullet by politely letting them go.
Pleasure meeting you.
Your sheriff actually is one of my favorite people.
What's that?
I love Scott Sheriff Master. He's one of my favorite guys.
Yeah, he's cool.
I was sitting there thinking, well, one of his guys about to write me a ticket.
Without any fine or speeding ticket.
I had a ticket, and anyway, I was just kind of smiling because I know he just bust my balls.
Number 12. Never enrage the public. When terrible, corrupt cops face the rage of the public, things can get out of hand. These people, outraged by the cops' disgusting actions, began expressing their anger and disgust. The crowd started arguing about the cops' behavior and began recording them, which provided crucial evidence of the cops' mindless actions and helped ensure they received the punishment they deserved. Number 13. Racism leading to jobless cops. Using forceful methods to arrest a suspect is acceptable, but not to the point of turning it into an assault. When these infamous racist cops noticed a pair of black women driving in their car, their first thought was to arrest them and blow off their own steam. What they didn't realize was that their brutal actions were caught on the car's dash cam. These violent actions led to the officers saying goodbye to their jobs permanently. Number 14. Chill your pants. Woman, how can the public trust cops for their safety when they breach the laws and use coercion on the public? These pair of ex-cops faced backlash for their unjustified assault when they tried to arrest a public figure. Despite their racism, they didn't realize that the person they were assaulting was an Olympic boxing medalist. Number 15. Respect the wheelchair. This is a basic rule. Respect and be kind to those in a wheelchair, even if they are suspects of a crime. But these officers threw common sense out the window when they saw the suspect was black. Their racism surfaced, and the officer used cruel methods on the poor black guy, even going so far as to use a taser. Good riddance. They lost their jobs and uniforms. We don't need these individuals in our system. Number 16. Do they even get along?
City or out here? Just right here. Okay.
Both of these cops need extra lessons in discipline from the police department because they are definitely not ready to be on the road yet.
Do it. Charges. Do it.
Their feud began when they started threatening to arrest each other, and the argument escalated. The police department took notice of their rough exchange and held both officers responsible. If cops can't even get along with each other, how can we expect them to handle the public effectively? Number 18. Crooked cops getting a reality check. Some crooked officers don't even hide their true intentions and feelings towards a suspect and are pretty open about it, thinking,
I look like Jake. But you're Jake. No. Yes, you are. No, I'm opposite. You're Jake. Okay, get out of my face, man. You guys are harassing me.
Thinking, who would question their actions?
Yes, you are. No. He's harassing me. Why are you harassing me? You're assuming I'm someone I'm not. Okay, if you're not, then... No. You're not free to go.
But sometimes they face a tough arrest, like this one, when two cops suddenly show up at a black man eating his food and put him in handcuffs.
Hey, yo! Hey! Hey, officer! Listen. No. Go ahead. Matter of fact, look at my ID.
He got the wrong guy, I'm telling you.
Despite his questioning and people surrounding him asking what the problem is, these racist cops won't even try to hide their racism. Well,
take them cuffs off. I'll take both of you motherfuckers right now.
This guy got the cleanest record, y'all just...
I'll take both of you motherfuckers right now. Take the cuffs off.
That's until one of the cops digs into the black man's pocket and pulls out something that blows their minds.
Watch how funny this is. Go ahead, look at it. No, don't hate me. Look at it. Oh, what does that say? What does that say? Oh.
Wrong guy.
Oh.
Wrong guy.
Oh my God.
An FBI badge. The cops are shocked to discover they just tried to arrest an FBI agent.
Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor over here. You guys are the stupidest motherfuckers I ever met in my life.
And what happens next is too satisfying and fair for these crooks.
Tough guy, and this guy here. No, what do you mean? I look like him. I need your guys' right here. Supervisor. Sir, can you please come here? Are you the supervisor?
Number 20. Dumb stay dumb. The audacity of these officers is insane. They went way too far, arresting a woman who was just driving by. She was yelling, asking why she was being arrested, but they stayed silent. Their brutal treatment and total lack of response cost the department a staggering $30 million after she sued. Number 21. Even newbies don't get sparred. Just because you're a rookie with a badge doesn't mean you can act like a jerk with suspects. The woman who was pulled over by this officer later accused him of inappropriate behavior during the arrest. She sued him for his misconduct, teaching him a crucial lesson. Being new on the job doesn't give you a free pass to misbehave. Number 22. Some people just won't quit. This dude in plain clothes is a racist cop who got fired before for bad behavior, but clearly didn't learn a damn thing. He was still acting like a cop, turning on his broken crime radar and calling the police on an innocent black guy. When the victim tried to leave, this guy pulled out his gun. But when the real cops showed up, they found nothing wrong with the victim. Instead, the off-duty cop ended up facing charges and punishment for his own messed up actions. Number 23. Woman saving herself. Sometimes the legal system can go to great lengths to bully innocent people. When a woman was peacefully enjoying her time at home and rude officers showed up at her door, she sensed something was wrong. The officers appeared agitated and forcefully entered her house and searched it without a warrant. Despite the abuse, she didn't stay silent. She quickly contacted the authorities and filed a complaint.
Hello, 911.
Can you please send the officers to my house? You have 2 officers here at my house, and they are having this man come into my house, and they lied and said that he has an address.
Her complaints didn't go unnoticed, and the officers were sued according to the proper protocol. Number 24. Hothead getting charged up. This officer will definitely think twice before using force on a stubborn suspect again. He thought he hit the jackpot when he arrested a suspect with multiple warrants and decided to take him in the police car. However, the suspect was too stubborn for his own good and resisted by lying on the ground. The hot-headed officer pulled him up and forced him into the car. What started as coercion quickly escalated into assault, and the officer was charged with assault and excessive force, even though he was arresting a real criminal. Number 25. That's a pregnant lady. With the rough behavior of these cops towards the victim,
you're gonna go back to my car, and you're gonna clean that, or you're gonna go to jail. Go!
It's easy to understand why many U.S. residents have issues with the law and security system. A pregnant woman was roughly arrested.
You're gonna go back to my car.
I need to see your warrant.
You're gonna go back to my car and you're gonna clean it.
By 2 police officers, turning the incident into a serious case.
So you're gonna go back to my car and clean that. Let's go.
Due to their unethical handling of the situation. After the woman was placed in the cop car, the officer argued with her and roughly threw her to the ground, causing her to lose consciousness. Even the cop's partner was shocked by the officer's actions. The good news is that the victim recovered, and the rude cop had her last day on duty that day. Number 26. Easiest way to get money. These clueless cops ended up costing themselves $57,000 in a settlement due to their negligence. The woman, who was simply driving by, was suddenly stopped and wrongfully arrested by the officers. Despite not resisting the arrest, she successfully sued the cops and won the settlement. Number 27. Karma got you. When this cop pulled over a car he claimed was speeding, he got a real dose of karma when a speeding vehicle came spinning toward him. making it clear that his actions were being watched. The cop managed to avoid the crash by mere seconds and survived the incident. Next time he tries to show dominance with his car without a valid reason, he'll certainly remember this close call. Number 28. Arresting a military officer gone wrong. The dumbest thing a cop can do
Get out of the car now!
is try to arrest their superiors in an attempt to frame them for misconduct they didn't commit.
The car now!
This kind of action can come with a heavy price, and for this officer, it cost him his job. He tried to arrest a lieutenant and even pepper sprayed him multiple times to reveal his true racist colors. After the lieutenant was wrongfully arrested,
I'm being treated like this. Why? You're not cooperating. Get on the ground.
the officer was hit with the bad news that his actions would cost him more than just an apology. Number 30. Justice served. These two officers got exactly what they deserved for their unjust actions against a poor black man who was simply walking to a family gathering. The officers decided to mess with him and attempted to arrest him using a taser. When the man tried to run away, the cops used their handguns on him and continued to abuse him. Their actions were recorded by nearby surveillance cameras, leading to their conviction and death penalty.
Two Florida police officers are facing scrutiny for pulling over Aramis Ayala.
I hope you enjoyed the video of these lousy cops getting what they deserved. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up to show your appreciation. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our upcoming videos.